Gervonta Tank Davis is fully immersed in his training camp as he gears up for his highly anticipated showdown with Lamont Roach. Known for his explosive knockout power and unmatched athleticism, Davis is leaving no stone unturned in his quest for another dominant victory. The atmosphere in his camp is filled with intensity, as Davis fine-tunes his skills under the watchful eye of his coach. Every training session is meticulously designed to push him to his physical and mental limits, simulating the high-pressure environment of fight night. A major focal point of Davis's preparation has been his sparring sessions, carefully crafted to test him in every conceivable way. His team has enlisted a roster of high...
There you go. There you go. There you go. Take deep breath when you want. Take deep breath. Right.
Highly skilled sparring partners, each bringing a unique fighting style to challenge him. These partners are selected to mimic the various threats Roach might present in the ring, including pressure fighters who maintain a relentless pace, defensive specialists who make landing punches a calculated effort, and power punchers who test Davis's ability to withstand close-quarters exchanges. Throughout these sparring sessions, Davis's trademark vision and timing are on full display. His devastating uppercuts, precise body shots, and expertly timed counterpunches are being honed to perfection, with a strong focus on landing clean, effective strikes. Footage from his camp showcases his sharpness and control, highlighting why he is regarded as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. While his raw power often steals the spotlight, it is his calculated approach and strategic mindset that truly elevate his game, particularly in preparation for Roach's relentless, high-volume punching style. Davis's team has placed considerable focus on defense and footwork in his training. His sparring sessions frequently simulate situations where he must evade counters and reposition under relentless pressure. This emphasis on agility and ring control has made Davis even more elusive, while also enhancing his ability to control the pace and angles of exchanges. The improvements in his footwork and defensive maneuvers serve as clear indicators that he is ready to neutralize Roach's offensive arsenal. The mental aspect of sparring has been equally important in Davis's camp. His team sets up high-pressure scenarios during training, replicating the intensity of an actual fight. These mental drills ensure that Davis remains calm and composed, even under stress, an essential trait when facing a versatile opponent like Roach. Beyond sparring, Davis's conditioning regimen has been demanding. His team integrates high-intensity interval training, plyometric exercises, and extended sparring rounds to boost his stamina and explosiveness. By pushing Davis beyond the typical 3-minute rounds, they ensure that he has the endurance to maintain his intensity throughout the entire fight. Davis has expressed confidence in his preparation, acknowledging the challenges Roach might pose, but emphasizing his readiness to tackle them head-on. His sparring and intense training have not only sharpened his skills, but also strengthened his mental toughness for the upcoming battle. Every detail of his camp reflects a fighter who is physically and mentally prepared for success. Moreover, recent training footage of Gervonta Davis showcases his exceptional and unmatched skill set as he refines lightning-fast punch combinations with his pad man. This dynamic display comes as he gears up for his highly anticipated lightweight showdown against Lamont Roach on Saturday, March 1st, at the Barclays Center in New York. Davis is recognized as one of boxing's most explosive power punchers, having taken down nearly 30 opponents with 28 knockouts to his name. A true pay-per-view sensation and a major box office draw, he is considered one of the sport's elite pound-for-pound talents. If he triumphs in his upcoming fight against Roach, exciting matchups could follow. However, a recent post seemed to calm any concerns about his focus. After honoring a late associate, Davis signaled his return to training with renewed energy. Boxing Kingdom recently shared an image of Gervonta Davis enjoying a rare, relaxed moment on the couch, his hair flowing loosely around his face in a ponytail, a distinct change from his usual braided style. This photo also appeared on Davis's Instagram, alongside others, including one of him back in the gym, a familiar setting for the fighter. Just the day before, he posted a heartfelt picture of his late mentor, Baby Frank, sharing a warm embrace with trainer Calvin Ford. Davis wrote, "I do this out of love, it just comes off as anger. If you felt any type of pain, it's supposed to turn you up." Davis used to train alongside Baby Frank at a boxing facility in Baltimore, but tragically, Baby Frank was killed in street violence a few years ago. Still, fans will surely breathe a sigh of relief at the return of their champion to the ring. The road to his fight with Lamont Roach has not been easy. After a dramatic showdown with Frank Martin, talks for a potential bout with Vasyl Lomachenko fell apart. Brief sparks of excitement surrounded the idea of a match with WBC champion Shakur Stevenson, but those hopes gradually faded. Fans, initially taken aback, warmed to the prospect of a showdown with Roach. After a surprising loss to Jamal Herring 5 years ago, Roach made a strong comeback, winning a world title in November 2023 with a victory over Hector Garcia. Originally set for December 14th at Houston's Toyota Center, the fight has been rescheduled for March 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The biggest surprise came when Davis announced plans to retire from boxing before 2026. With the countdown to the fight now at just 2 months, things seem to be falling into place. While Davis remains the favorite to win, some believe the fight may not be an easy one for the Baltimore native. In a recent interview, Davis's former sparring partner hinted that Roach could present challenges similar to those posed by Isaac Cruz and Gervonta Davis's past opponents, pushing Davis to go the full distance rather than succumbing to an early stoppage. Despite mixed opinions about Davis's choice of opponents, Roach doesn't see it as a sign of weak competition. Instead, he believes the key to truly testing Davis is putting him in difficult situations, and that's where success lies. Roach explained to Mill City Boxing, "They don't give him too much to worry about. He's super comfortable in there with a lot of people." Davis's stunning knockout record has left his past opponents shaken, and Roach believes this pressure is a major factor in his success. According to Roach, Frank Martin, the only fighter Davis faced in 2024, was a victim of this very pressure. Martin, ranked number 4 in the junior lightweight division by The Ring, ultimately succumbed to Davis's force. Now, Roach is determined to remain unshaken, confident that he can weather the storm in the ring. When Lamont Roach Jr. faces off against Gervonta Tank Davis in Brooklyn, New York, he is determined not to become an easy target. While Davis has bulldozed through nearly every opponent he's encountered, Roach remains unfazed by Davis's knockout power or the pressure of the spotlight. Roach isn't the type of fighter to charge into the center of the ring with his hands up, daring Davis to land his hardest punch. However, when the moment calls for it, he matches intensity with intensity. Roach recently stated, "They're probably afraid, or just too cautious, giving him too much respect. You give a puncher his respect, but you also keep him honest. You stay true to your game plan and work how you're supposed to. You shouldn't be in there scared." In the lead-up to the biggest fight of his career, Roach took to X to address rumors about his health, reassuring fans and putting their concerns to rest. Just 2 weeks ago, his rival, Gervonta Davis, caused a stir by announcing on social media that their upcoming fight was officially called off, leaving fans in a frenzy of uncertainty. The situation became even more complex when Davis previously mentioned his intention to retire from boxing after 2025, citing a desire for a quieter life away from the sport. However, recent reports indicate that Davis has returned to training camp, dedicating himself to intense preparations for his next fight, which will be streamed on Amazon Prime Video. In response to the rumors about his health, Davis posted on X, dismissing the speculation. "What's wrong with y'all clout chasing? Rumors starting? I'm in camp healthier than a MF, looking for more sparring partners to KO." The showdown has been plagued with setbacks. Initially scheduled for December in Houston, Texas, the fight faced complications with the venue, resulting in a delay to January. After further adjustments, it was finally confirmed for a new venue and date in New York. With each update, the saga surrounding this fight continues to take unexpected turns, adding new layers to both fighters' journeys. But the question remains, can Lamont Roach Jr. pull off an upset? WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson has expressed his full support for Roach ahead of the fight with Davis. While some have questioned Davis's decision to fight Roach, Stevenson believes that the Washington native has the talent to deliver an unexpected performance and prove his doubters wrong. "I think a lot of people are sleeping on Lamont," Stevenson said. "I think Lamont is going to come out there and show the world who he is." Despite the fight being rescheduled from its original date in December 2024 to 2025, excitement remains high. Stevenson, who is part of the star-studded lightweight division, added, "I think it's going to be an amazing fight. I'm excited for what's next." Although Stevenson had been pursuing a bout with Davis, he ultimately agreed to fight Floyd Schofield Jr. on February 22nd. Lamont Roach Jr. seems determined to leave no room for uncertainty as he prepares for his highly anticipated clash with Tank Davis. Despite being seen as the underdog, Roach embodies the relentless drive and unwavering spirit that are hallmarks of a champion. Recently, he traveled to London for an open workout, but has remained tight-lipped about a potential comeback in March. When asked about Davis's upcoming fight with Roach, Davis's trainer, Floyd Mayweather, offered a similarly reserved response during a media briefing. At a press conference last year, Davis shocked the crowd when he revealed his intention to retire from boxing by the end of 2025. As the fight with Roach draws closer, all eyes will be on the ring to see if Lamont Roach Jr. can defy expectations and prove that he has what it takes to upset the reigning champion. At first, Devin Haney seemed somewhat surprised when asked about his retirement plans, but quickly smiled and stated, "I don't think he's going to retire. There's too much unfinished business." Despite his initial reaction, the questions about Gervonta Davis continued to surface. One reporter asked Haney what he thought about the potential matchup between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. and whether it was a fight that Davis should take at this point in his career. With a knowing smile, Haney responded, "No comment." He did, however, mention that he and Lamont Roach Jr. have maintained a good relationship since their amateur days, adding, "I'm happy that he got the opportunity, and that's all I can say." The lack of comment from Haney regarding the Davis-Roach Jr. situation left many puzzled. In September, Ring magazine, citing an update from Mike Coppinger, reported that a potential showdown between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. was being considered for either November or December. The article also suggested that Jose Valenzuela could be a potential backup opponent. In response to this news, Haney posted a string of laughing emojis. However, it didn't take long for Gervonta Davis to catch wind of the playful jab and fire back with a series of his own smiling emojis. Davis, from Baltimore, also shared photos of the brutal knockdowns Haney suffered from Ryan Garcia on April 20th. Davis has identified Haney as one of his top targets, although the possibility of a fight between them remains uncertain.
He's a C-level fighter, but Tank said Ryan is the best fighter he fought. So what is it about Ryan that made Gervonta feel like he was the best he fought?
I don't know. He shared a ring with him. Maybe he's part of our C-level fighters.
Hey,
Haney, being the larger of the two fighters, is unlikely to move down a weight class for the bout, regardless of the financial incentive. While Davis has recently competed in the 140-pound category, he has mostly fought at lightweight, leaving questions about whether he would be willing to move up in weight for the fight. One thing is certain: a potential showdown between Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney would undoubtedly become a landmark moment in modern boxing. A fight that would leave a lasting impression on fans for years to come. However, in the midst of all the buzz about Davis's future, Lamont Roach Jr., the fighter scheduled to face him next, remains largely in the shadows. How will Roach fare in this high-stakes showdown? Does he have a real chance against the champion? Despite Roach's solid record of 1 loss and 25 wins, many fans are not expecting him to stand much of a chance against the reigning powerhouse in Davis. However, Oscar De La Hoya, the legendary promoter, has a different outlook. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, the 51-year-old De La Hoya spoke about the upcoming fight and Roach's potential. He acknowledged the challenge Roach faces, saying, "I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter, but he might be in a bit over his head with Gervonta Davis. Davis is, to put it simply, a beast." De La Hoya went on to praise Davis, calling him a tremendous fighter who is dedicated to both training and fighting, ensuring he is always in top form when he steps into the ring. "It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out," De La Hoya said. But how does Lamont Roach stack up against a relentless knockout artist like Gervonta Davis? What skills does he bring to the table that could potentially shift the momentum in his favor? De La Hoya, who has seen countless fighters throughout his career, offered insight into the matchup, shedding light on what Roach will need to do in order to pull off an upset. Lamont Roach's elusive style is one of his standout qualities. His slippery movement in the ring can catch opponents off guard, leaving them vulnerable to unexpected attacks during the fight. His quick, unpredictable combinations often come out of nowhere, making him a dangerous adversary. On the other hand, Gervonta "Tank" Davis, with his perfect 30-0 record, has the advantage of experience and raw power. Let's not forget, Tank has knockout power that can change the course of the fight at any moment. Oscar De La Hoya recently commented, "Watching him fight up close, he's sneaky good. He can hit you with combinations almost at will, sometimes without you even realizing it. He's that sneaky, which makes him a real threat. But of course, Gervonta Davis brings the experience, the knowledge, and that killer instinct to take you out with any punch." Lamont Roach is undeniably a skilled fighter, a champion with solid technical ability. However, when it comes to selecting opponents for Gervonta "Tank" Davis in a pay-per-view event, fans expect to see someone who either brings electrifying performances or has a strong, polarizing presence that generates excitement. As Paulie Malignaggi puts it, Davis has firmly cemented himself as a pay-per-view star, though opinions may vary on whether all of his fights truly warrant such billing. Personally, I disagree with some of those choices. Nonetheless, it's clear that Tank has been a staple of the pay-per-view scene for a while. What's been missing, however, is the right level of competition to justify the high price tags. Roach is a capable fighter, but he hasn't quite reached the elite tier yet. While he has had some success in the super featherweight division, it's been a slow and steady rise. If he had multiple title defenses, a matchup with Davis would carry more significance. But with just one title defense against Jason Velez, it's hard to make the connection. We've seen similar scenarios with Davis in the past, like his fight with Hector Luis Garcia, who, after being defeated by Tank, only managed a narrow split-decision loss to Roach. This has become the norm for pay-per-view fighters. Once they reach that level, they remain in the spotlight regardless of the quality of their opponents. Frank Martin, a former rival of Davis, is a tough fighter in his own right. Unlike Roach, Martin is firmly established in the lightweight division. He was on track to face Shakur Stevenson after impressing fans with his performances, which sparked interest in his potential at the elite level. While Gervonta Davis is undoubtedly one of the best, his tendency to handpick opponents remains a point of frustration for many. It's worth noting that while Roach has earned high praise from those who know him, he's not the biggest of super featherweights, which adds another layer of complexity to this potential matchup. Despite his size, he still appears more than capable of defending his WBA title. Davis, on the other hand, is an incredibly powerful lightweight. Malignaggi added that if Davis is the dominant force in the division, and Stevenson is his greatest rival, he can't help but feel a bit like when Stevenson faced Joe Cordina. This match seems more like one that could be accepted if Davis-Stevenson had been scheduled and Stevenson had to pull out due to injury, with a substitute stepping in. If we were certain that Davis-Stevenson was next, this fight would make more sense. However, right now, it doesn't feel like it's on the horizon. Davis must be seen as the clear frontrunner, and with all due respect to Roach, if he were to win, it would be one of the biggest upsets of the year. A fight with that potential for an upset doesn't belong on pay-per-view. One lightweight matchup Malignaggi feels more optimistic about is between William Zepeda and Tevin Farmer. As Zepeda steps up in competition, Farmer presents a contrasting style. A former world champion and a slick southpaw, Farmer brings a unique challenge to the table. By facing him, Zepeda not only gains invaluable experience, but also strengthens his aspirations of fighting top names like Davis or Stevenson down the line. Speaking of which, when the Stevenson-Cordina fight was announced, it was also mentioned that we could expect matches like Stevenson-Zepeda and eventually Stevenson-Davis in 2025. Given that Stevenson is with Matchroom and DAZN, while Zepeda is under Golden Boy Promotions, a potential matchup between them isn't out of the question. Malignaggi stated, "I find it hard to believe that Stevenson and Davis will happen, as Matchroom has no influence over Davis's decisions." He went on to say, "I don't see Stevenson-Davis taking place in 2025, though I do expect Stevenson-Zepeda to happen later in the year, contrary to the earlier indications." While many fans are already counting Roach out, boxing legend Bernard Hopkins is urging Davis to stay on high alert. He reminded the champion that in the ring, even the most unexpected challengers can land a knockout punch. Hopkins shared his thoughts on the upcoming Davis-Roach fight in an interview with Michelle Joy Phelps of Fight Hub TV. As a figure within Golden Boy Promotions and a key player in the Davis-Garcia event, Hopkins wasted no time offering his perspective on the matchup. He said, "Tank Davis, to me, is going to give anybody problems. The pressure is on Roach, or anyone in his position. In this case, it's Roach. The pressure is on him." Roach is stepping up a weight class to challenge Davis for the title in the lightweight division. To make the fight possible, the WBA granted a special exemption, allowing Roach the opportunity to face Davis for the prestigious title. Last summer, the WBA initially called Roach up to face interim titleist Alberto Puello. However, Hopkins cautioned that anything can happen in boxing, and both fighters must come in fully prepared. Tank can't underestimate Roach. Roach is a skilled fighter, both as a boxer and a puncher, and he has confidence from his amateur days, Hopkins told Michelle Joy Phelps. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming videos.